How to use MOVbands in your physical education or your PE lessons. Now this is directed mainly at primary schools, however secondary schools you can implement this just as easy. And it's really simple. First of all, you need to make sure that your MOVbands are set up before the lesson starts. Make sure they're charged, check that they're charging right. So for example, you've not put them in upside down to charge. Number 2, make sure the time is right. Number 3, make sure the age is right. And number 4, make sure it's reset. At the beginning of the lesson, put the MOVbands on the children. Now you have got an introductory lesson that you can put out to the children to educate them on how to use a MOVband and the purpose of MOVband itself. But let's take it into the fact that you've done that. So once you've done that, at every session, reset at the start of the session, MOVbands go on, the warm-up is done. Sit them down after the warm-up, after the stretches, and get them to relay back to you what they have done, or if they're working in a group situation, what their group has done. If they are working in a group situation, get them to swap the MOVband after every major activity. And at the same point, when they're swapping over the MOVband, they could be relaying, really good way for them to be pronouncing the figures, so 491 moves and 2.3 miles, 2.3 kilometers. So using that decimal, brilliant. Do it at the, let's recap. Reset, start. After the starter activity, after your warm-up, get them to call out. Then after the main activity, get them to call out again in their groups so they get used to that. I want to be seeing really 3 times in which they are relaying back to the group what they have done. And what this also does is it motivates the children to move more because they're understanding what other people in the group are getting and they're wanting to achieve exactly the same, if not more. At the end of the session, what are their final results? Get them to relay that back, and it doesn't take long, it doesn't need to take long, it's a simple recall. After that, either have the record sheets there and there and get them to write down the moves and write down the miles instantly. You can obviously oversee that, or wait till you get back to your classroom, wait till you're seated and have the record sheets on the desk so that they can quickly jot that down. Once that's happened, then remove the MOVbands, count them in and sign them off so that you've got them there and there and you know exactly who's worn them and you know exactly how many you've got back in. So recap, reset at the start, make sure they're charged. Record after your warm-up a call out. What have we got? Go around the group. If you're working in groups, then change the bands again. After the main activity, do exactly the same. So we're trying to get them to hear what other people have got and trying to get them to understand how much they're moving in the session, in the lesson. Then at the end of the session or the end of the lesson, call out and write down, followed by take MOVband in. And a really good way to do that is, do you have your helpers? Do you have your gifted and talented maths and physical education? They should be helping. They should be helping you, and they can have responsibility of collecting, counting in, and making sure other people are writing down the correct number and the correct decimals onto that sheet of paper. Ready for the maths set.